How's everybody doing tonight? Boy, it's dark in here, isn't it? Turn their light on, I guess. Our first show, so. All right, so what are we up to? I am going to do this on a weekly basis. What this will be is just me going over a prospect of my choice, of someone either I saw in person or know enough about to give you all a heads up to some investment opportunity if you're into prospecting or want to get into looking at like Bowman cards or whatnot. So this all started, I don't know, years ago for me. I would go to spring training and sit in the backfields and watch the kids play. The kids being the young ones that just got drafted or brought in from the Dominican, and they basically would practice when the major leaguers are out front. Everybody's chasing those guys around. I'd sit out back when no one was there. Well, that's gotten to be a little more busier these days, but still a lot of opportunity if you have the patience and the time to sit and watch. So the one thing that I will do is start off by saying this. What I'm telling you doesn't mean they're guaranteed to hit. Whatever you decide to buy or purchase or do whatever you say based off this show doesn't mean you're going to make a ton of money on it. It just means keep your eyes on this kid or kids, and we'll see where they go from there. I'll do this once a week if I have time, maybe twice, but kind of want to keep it to like Wednesday nights, and we'll go from there to give you guys some update as to what I see, and maybe we'll come back and revisit if they're really taking off and playing well during and throughout the year. What I'm going to talk about tonight is something that came to our store about, I don't know, last fall, winter. Gentleman came in. I never met him. He was trying to sell some cards, football cards, and turned out that we started chatting and spent like the next hour talking about baseball. He works for the Cubs, and he basically comes in and does video work for them. He's a recent grad, last few years, and basically works the whole year setting up the film behind the home plate. And if you go to spring training, you'll see they have multiple fields. Behind each one, they set up cameras to film and video, do metrics on everything those guys do on the field throughout the practice, mostly during games, but they're always watching. And he does this. He sets it up. He works from the spring all the way through the hots of the summer into the October-ish fall. So he sees everything going on at the facility. So in this case, he's working at the Mesa facility, and he sees these guys every day. But for the ones that stay, the young kids that stay for the AZL complexes, the Arizona Fall Leagues, the Arizona Extended Spring Training, this gentleman saw and sees everything. So he was just sitting there talking, and he goes, if there's one guy you should be following, I asked him, I said, who do you like? Who do you watch right now? And I said that I like my Christian Hernandez, which I think everybody knows that, and that I liked his brother, Alexi Hernandez. Well, he goes, there's a better one. There's a better kid right now. He's under the radar. He was at the time. And even the major leaguers are buying his cards. He said he talks to the guys, the major leaguers and all the guys that are into cards, and a lot of them are. A lot of players are into their own cards and into buying cards of players they see. So you think we are into it. They're just into it as much as we are. So he's like telling me, Jefferson Rojas, you've got to check out Jefferson Rojas. He said that he lit it up in the spring extended training fall league, and that he only played one game. I saw this in the notes. He only played one game in the Arizona, and they brought him right up to Myrtle Beach. So when I got out there this year, I said, that's the one kid I want to get. I want to see this guy. I want to see what he's like. What's he doing? Well, according to the gentleman that came in the store, he was like, he hits for power. He's going to be a star, and everybody that watches him play says it's just unbelievable how good he is. From the Dominican, he spent the year in the Dominican when he was an international draft class pick in 2022, along with Alexi Hernandez and Aiden Sanchez, like top 50 international prospects. Alexi Hernandez is Christian Hernandez's brother, younger brother. Saw both of them this time. Nice kids. They look great. They've fallen on the draft list because they think that he can't be strong enough while he's putting pounds on. And the kid's like 19, maybe. Another one's only 17, 18. It's crazy what these guys say, these evaluators. It's absolutely ridiculous. When I was 17 or 18, I wasn't built like a Mack truck, like some of these kids they think they should be. But Jefferson Rojas, that's my player. That's the pick. I went out to camp, went in the backfields, watched him play. He was unbelievable. He basically clobbered everything that I watched him hit. His swing is gorgeous. Some guys you see a swing and they're always trying to tinker with it. He just was hacking. His fielding's smooth. They have him ranked in Baseball America as a 10th best prospect for the Cubs. I don't know. I think that they also have the law guy for MLB and the Athletic have him as high as number 6, ahead of Triantos and ahead of Casillas, who are both fantastic too. But he is just built like a baseball player. And I have his picture up on the intro here on the screen when you come in when he got drafted. And he just looks, for 18 years old, looks like a professional baseball player at 18. One of the tidbits that when I got to watch him play, everybody's watching him. All the scouts, not scouts, but the guys from the front office would come back and watch him play if they had a game going on or anything like that. The funny thing is when they had first days of minor league camp playing inter squads, the Giants came into town and they shipped out the AAA guys to go someplace else. He's only 19 and he left to go play with the AAA team. So they're already pushing him to the AAA level. He may not play there this year, but all spring training, he was always practicing in the group that was the advanced players. And he's not practicing with the Alexis or the Christian Hernandez or any of the younger guys. He's up there with Casillas, with Triantos, who are years older than him. And I know when I thought he was going to play against the Giants. I thought he'd be AA. And they said, oh, no. He's traveling with a big team. So the Cubs see a big, huge prospect. And everywhere you go right now, you can read about him, check him out. You'll see that he's the real deal, as a lot of them are calling it. Some of the things they talk about are his ability to. I always find this funny when you read the evaluators say he's slow or whatever. They just, man, I don't know. He doesn't look slow. He looks so smooth when he fielded. And boy, I know he had orange cleats. That's how I tracked him because they all mix in and you lose sight of him. Orange cleats, nice guy. Came over, he signed a bunch of stuff for me. He only signed once that I was there for 3 days. And the rest of the time, he was gone or just kind of avoided people. But super nice guy. My feeling is Jefferson Rojas, based on just seeing the kid, is the real deal. The other guy, well, here's some things that we got from Jefferson. So he has the coolest autograph. Like, if you see his cards, he signed the mini helmet for me, J. Rojas. But if you look at his cards, and let's just say, when I'm telling you that he's somebody to invest in, I'm investing in him too. I'll go through these in a minute, but I wanted to show you the autograph progression a little bit with him. It's kind of funny. You can see how he was signing stuff, but he does not do the squiggle anymore. This is a 99. The card's fine. The holder looks like crap. It's out of 99, and you can see the squiggle after the J. He doesn't do that anymore. I can tell you that. Everything he does is with a dot. But I picked up, boy, as soon as I talked to the young gentleman, I don't want to say his name. I don't know if he wants me to, but I picked up 2 greens real quick. And now I'm in the process of getting a gold out of 25, or right at 20, a 25, or I want to get one of those and put it away. And I pretty much got the deal done. So um, if you get an opportunity, like this is a refractor for him. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 Mojos, which you can pick up pretty reasonably priced right now. I got mine way before. They've kind of gone up now to about 20. I think I was paying 10 a while back before he got really noticed. And I picked up a bunch of his stuff. But you can kind of watch the progression. You see how he signs and how they just go across. But you can, where is that squiggle? Right there. On one of the Mojos, you can kind of see the squiggle there. I know it's not much, but when you go through and you see how he signs stuff, you'll see that he signs pretty much the same no matter where he's at and what he does. The cool thing I got was a baseball, and he did the exact same thing. Perfect autograph, perfect baseball, sweet spot. I mean, J. Rojas, you can't go wrong with that. Now, whether or not he pans out is another thing, right? But I'm telling you, watching him play, and in spring training this year, he was killing it. I've read some more things. 3 weeks ago, a report came out how he's killing it in spring training. I think he's got a really good future for that team. So the big thing tonight I want to talk about was Jefferson Rojas. He's about 5'10", 5'11". Boy, I'm trying to think here. I had a lot of this stuff memorized, and then of course, as soon as you come on, you always forget. So let me look at my notes. It's from the Dominican. He was drafted in 2022. Only paid him $1 million, which is only $1 million. So he got signed for $1 million. He actually took over Christian Hernandez's shortstop spot at Myrtle Beach Low A last year as an 18-year-old, number 3 hitter. And when he first came up, he played 1 game at the Arizona Complex after everybody left for extended spring training, and he hit a home run off Zach Davis. And they had all team around, and right then they just promoted him. He didn't even practice with the young kids like most of them were. They put him right up into Low A, which is crazy. And he projects to be an above average hitter. He has above average raw power. He's going to get stronger. My God, he's just not filled out yet. And as he does, he's going to have like potential to be 30 home runs. He's fast, 30 stolen bases. He could be a 40-40, but who knows? But he's one of the guys I like. I know I've had a couple people ask me who it was. There was another kid there. I just drew a blank of what his name was. Hold on, let me go back here. Begins with a D, and I can see it because we were yelling at him all the time. And of course, when you want to know, Valdez. His last name is Valdez, and I think it's like but his last name is Valdez. He was taken in 23's Dominican pickups, and he was supposed to be the next big thing too. He doesn't look anything close to being established as being great yet. Nothing smooth. I watched him play. I just didn't think he was looking fantastic when we saw him. Could be a couple of days, but the difference is noticeable when you see Jefferson Rojas at 18 and his kid at 17. Rojas looks like he's 25 and the other kid looks like he's 17. So there's a notable difference to these guys as they are today. Now, that being said, also a couple things at Cubs camp I throw it out too, and we'll come back and revisit this later on, but Matt Shaw. Matt Shaw is another guy that I would highly recommend. If you don't know anything about him now, get to know him fast. his cards are reasonable priced right now, but the kid is already going to be starting for the Cubs, they think, this year at some point very soon. And he just got drafted in 23. So he's going to be like the Wyatt kid. And he looks amazing. Like, just, I got to watch him practice and he looked fantastic. I didn't bring my stuff that he signed for me, but good kid, uh, sweet swing, absolutely sweet swing. And some guys have good swings, some guys swing for the stars, whatever. Controlled, compact, just something you can repeat over and over. And that's what you got to look for. Christian Hernandez had a lot of problems with swing because he's constantly tinkering with it from what we were seeing and saw. And still looks, I compared him to A-Rod, the way he feels, so smooth. He's a great fielder, excellent fielder, grades out to be an above average fielder. It's just he's not strong enough yet. But the kid's only 19 or 20 years old, so you got to give him a little bit of a chance. Jefferson Rojas, he could be top 3 before the end of the summer, or top number 1 once they move Pete Crow to wherever. If anyone's ever fallen, Pete Crow is he is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see him as a superstar, but maybe he will be. I just don't see it. Owen Cassie is very good. Matt Shaw, very good. The other one to keep your eye out is James Trantos, and we'll cover him in another show. Very good. The rest of them, decent. Nothing crazy. But tonight, like I said, I wanted to walk through. And right now, as far as Jefferson goes, if you want to get in on him, you can get basic out of $4.99. Even his basic cards are like $20, $25. Mojos you can get. Sometimes they're up to 30, but the greens are jumping. These were, $50, $60. They're now 99 to 100. Get them graded, comeback 10s, and prices are obviously, they're starting to skyrocket. $400 or $500 for a kid that's only 19. There's something about them. Pay attention. But that's my little tip for tonight. That's our first episode. It's about 17 minutes or 20 minutes or so. I figured I would come on and give you guys some background. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're looking for an undervalued prospect, he's number 10 right now on Baseball America. He is just drafted, just came over to America late 23 till 24 is his first full spring training, and he's practicing with the AAA team. Like I said, you've got to pay attention to that stuff. You've got to make sure you're following where he's going and what he's doing. Trying to think of anything else I can tell you about him. Consistent approach, very few holes for pitchers to exploit. Average runner, makes tight turns, efficient base stealer, smart defender. Defensive part is pretty cool to watch when they're doing drills and they do the scoop drill and they just sit and scoop and they bounce the ball in front, they scoop and they scoop, reach out. Coolest drill. I love watching him do that. And he was just like a knife and butter, just so smooth. There's guys are missing it, and he's helping the younger guys. The guys are his age. He's helping them, showing them what to do. It's so funny. Like kids teaching kids how to play. But Jefferson Rojas. There's a couple people who I mentioned too, like Matt Shaw. I just checked his prices. You could probably get something for him. His stuff's starting to creep because he's not unknown, kind of like Wyatt. You can't touch Wyatt right now, Wyatt Langford. It's just, the stuff's too crazy. So trying to think of anything else for Cubs camp I can highlight quick. Desan, I talked about Valdez. Anybody else that stood out? Oh, I saw Mark McGuire's son pitch, and nice kid. Mark comes and watches him pitch every time he pitches in games in the minor league backfields. Mark was there. Freaking nice guy, signed for everybody. Didn't even wearing a Cubs uniform. That was weird to see Mark McGuire wearing a Cubs uniform wandering around the fields. Just watching players, helping them out, not interfering, not coaching, just staying there, answering questions when they asked him, and pretty cool to see. But his kid's a pitcher, decent pitcher, nothing crazy. This year looks like he's going to either make the list for top 30 or not make it, but we'll see. Nice kid though. They were all very nice. The only one that was kind of like standoffish is the Pete Crow Armstrong kid. Just doesn't. He'll sign for kids and talk to them a little bit, but boy, he's jaded, and that's what happens. You got to catch them young, get their autograph young, because once they get older and get through the system, they're not going to sign for 50-year-old guys or even kids. Sometimes they just don't want to do it, and I don't blame them. There's guys there. That's the problem for getting signatures at spring training. Is 9 times out of 10 it's some guy who's going to resell them in his online or at his shop. I don't know how many times I saw guys run up to him with jerseys, or different guys with jerseys, and to different players, just multiple jerseys trying to get them signed, and it's just it's a business, and I get it. They don't want to do that. So most of the stuff here you won't ever see it in the store. Some stuff, if I have multiples, I'll bring them in. But I don't know. I think that's it for the first night. 20 minutes. It's a good start. I'll give something else next time. But my pick tonight, my first show, Jefferson Rojas. I kind of feel like he's a can't miss prospect. At this point, you got to stay with it, watch. Pick up his cards now. They're not overly expensive for where they could be in the next, I think, by the end of the summer. If he's high A, triple A playing, then wow, look out. Like, his stuff's going to go through the roof fast. Get him while he's relatively cheap and get him now. All right, that's it. Episode 2 we'll do next Wednesday. I'll come up with the next player. I have one in mind already. It was kind of funny. The team will be from the Rockies, and it'll be some guy I'm sure you'll never heard of, but maybe you have. And we'll talk about him and just some interactions I had with him on the field. But cool kid, super cool. We'll talk to you all very soon. Have a great night. Break coming up soon, so if you're waiting for that, don't delay. I'll have that posted here at 7 o'clock. We'll have 3 breaks, and get in on 1, get in on 2, get in on all 3. It'll be kind of fun. I'll let you guys know anything else that coming up in the near future, but I'll keep these episodes strictly to prospects and try not to promote the business as much. But if we can ever get a player to come on, we'll try. I think it'd be kind of cool to have one of these guys come in, and they're pretty cool to get a hold of as long as you show them that you're a business. So we'll see. Let's get some of these guys to stop out, give a talk. That's the problem with these kids from the Dominican. They can't speak English very well. A lot of times you have to speak Spanish to them to get them to come over. It's tough. They really are at a disadvantage for a little bit. They know a little bit of English, but they don't know. They'll just look at you like you're asking them for something or an autograph, or can you do this or that, and they're just like staring at you like, and they're smiling, but they don't know what to do. So yeah, you feel bad. Trying to think of anything else. I think that's it. You guys have a great night. Oh, thanks, Zach. If you guys have any questions, always reach out. If you have any follow-ups, reach out. I will be going over a few of the other Cubs in the near future, especially Matt Shaw. I think, again, I gave you a hint tonight. If you're not buying him now, you're going to be on the short end pretty soon, because he's going to be a star. I don't see how he's not. But have a nice night. We'll talk to you all soon.